Yeah, apparently last time people were rather offended by this shot. Hey, welcome to episode number 137 of the Langille Show. My name's Brian Langille, and you know what? When you're a kid, by kid I mean when you're a teenager, you kind of have this feeling that you're invincible, you're invulnerable, you can get away with anything. All you need to do is just think about it for a minute, and the answer will come to you, and everything will be okay. At least that's what I've read in books, because it was never that way for me. Normally, I didn't really have anything called luck. I didn't have like a rabbit's foot or a horseshoe or any other item up my ass for that matter. It was just one of those things where luck and light did not shine down on me. Although there was this one time in my life where I kind of thought, hey, this is cool, I'll roll with this, because I thought I was somewhat lucky. Okay, so here's the story. I used to work at the Halifax Metro Center in Halifax, Nova Scotia. It's like a huge arena that hosts sporting events, concerts, etc., etc. And I was a canteen manager. I ran a popcorn stand, for those of you who are taking notes at home on the history of Langille. And I was there one night for a concert. The Tragically Hip were playing, and you know me, I'm a huge fan of the Hip. But I didn't end up staying to watch the concert after my gig was over because I was kind of coated in like popcorn grease and I smelled like popcorn. And I don't know if you notice this or not, but there's a lot of people who are high who go to concerts, or at least they get high when they get there. And they're looking for munchies. And if I'm standing there as the popcorn guy, odds are they're going to want to strike up a conversation with me. And I don't really want to be a part of that. So I figured it's just a good time for me to go. And I left. I'm driving home from Halifax to Milford, which is, I don't know, I'm just going to say it's an hour's drive. For some reason, I don't know why, I pulled off onto one of the exits 3 communities away from where I live. But that was fine there, that was alright. The problem was the fact I kept going at the same speed that I was when I was on the highway. And I go through this intersection, lights green, go through the intersection, things are fine. And it was kind of late at night, so I didn't really run into a lot of traffic, in case you're wondering why I didn't clue in. But anyway, I'm just going. I go through this intersection, and what I don't notice is that there's a police car in the intersection. So they're waiting to go this way. I go flying this way at between 90 and 100 kilometers an hour. Needless to say, this grabs his attention quite quickly. Yeah, so here I am driving along. I'm not even listening to the radio. I'm not paying attention. Don't see the lights behind me. Don't hear the sirens behind me. And I proceed to drive another 4 kilometers with the cop car behind me. Then I look up and I see the lights and I'm like, wow, there must be a problem. So of course I start to slow down, not thinking that it's me. So he's up behind me and he's still flashing the lights and I'm like, oh. So I pull over. And at that point, I realize what has happened. So he gets out and he comes up to the car and he goes, license and registration. And I'm like, and I hand him my wallet, which I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to give him the license. So he politely gives me my wallet back. Then he asks for the registration and I go through the glove compartment. I find that and I hand it to him. And he goes, you were doing 90 in a 60 zone. And I was like, I have no idea, officer. I wasn't paying attention, which I admit, not paying attention when driving, not the first thing you tell a police officer. So he takes his flashlight, he looks at my front lights, and he comes back and he goes, 90 and a 60. Why were you in such a hurry? And I'm like, I don't even know, sir. I just got off work at the Metro Center. He goes, what's going on there tonight? I said it was the Tragically Hip playing. He goes, oh, which takes us back to all the stone people earlier. Hey, BBK. 90 and a 60. I can't let that go. And I'm like, sir, I have no idea. I've got no defense at this point. So he goes back and he sits in his car. He's still got my license and my registration. He's sitting in the car, and it's about 15 minutes. Cars are going by him, and they all slow down and look because they're like, who's the asshole pulled over by the cops? And that asshole's me. So that's fine. He finally comes back up to the car, and I'm watching him walk up, and he's got paper with him. He hands me my license, my registration back, and he goes 90 and a 60. I can't let that go. This is a written warning. Do not let this happen again. And I said, no, sir, I promise I won't. That's fine. He goes, Now drive home and drive safe. And my answer is, you too, sir. Who says drive safe to a police officer? This guy. So I get home, put the car in the garage, and I go in, into the house, and thinking, I got away with this one. A couple deep breaths, go in, things are fine. And my parents are sitting at the kitchen table, which they never sit at the kitchen table. The kitchen table is for meals only. It's not like a social gathering. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So they asked me how work was, and I told them it was good. And they said, anything big happened? I'm like, no. They're like, so nothing happened at all? I'm like, no, everything's cool. The hip had a good concert. I came home, that's that. They're like, so where is it? I was like, where's what? They said, the written warning. I'm like, how did you know about that? And they're like, it's amazing what you hear on a police scanner. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you for watching episode number 137 of The Langille Show. My name's Brian Langille. You can check me out at thelangilleshow.com and youtube.com. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/Langille and TLS Live. That show airs on Friday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Atlantic, 5 o'clock Pacific, and 1 a.m. GMT. I'm going to go because I'm pretty sure I'm over my time limit for this one, and I got a lot of editing to do to get this to fit into 4 and some odd minutes. Take care.